Why did you say it to your superiors?
Okay.
And why do you continue to say it in your affidavit?
Chair,
why did you say that?
Chair, the reason I say it is because of the closest stations that were there were Brighton Beach.
I'll tell them to you. They were Durban Central, Brighton Beach, Maiden Wharf. And how far is Mbilo? There was also Mbilo. How far is that?
Yeah, Mbilo is not far, Chair.
Give us kilometers.
I can't estimate, but more or less.
We know the furthest or the farthest was, we know the farthest was 24, and then there was 20, and there was lesser.
Yes.
That's about the 3 we spoke about yesterday.
Yes.
So Mbilo, would you say, is within the 24 downwards also?
I would say so, Chair.
So we're basically talking 4, and in respect of all 4, you simply made an assumption, and you've incorrectly stated it as a fact that you had exhausted all avenues. How could you say you had exhausted avenues when in fact you simply made an assumption?
Yes, I did. But Chair, if I may just explain about even Mbilo station, right? I'll give you a practical example, Chair. Maybe it will help shed some light. I think it was 900 and something kilos that was seized in their area. And I think it was the very next day that somehow the lab took reception of these exhibits. But those exhibits as well were stored in an unused cell, a single bricklayer cell. That's nearly 1,000 kilograms of cocaine in a single cell. And the station could only accommodate it for a limited period of time. That is why those measures were taken, and somehow the lab managed to accommodate, and it was sent within a short while to the FSL in Pretoria. So I'm saying,
for argument's sake, let's leave out Mbilo and look at Durban Central, Brighton Beach, Maiden Wharf. For all you knew at the time, they could well have had space.
Chair, I knew Durban Central.
You did not know for a fact that they did not have space, did you?
I knew they were complaining about our exhibits.
No, I'm not talking about complaining.
Yes.
You did not know for a fact that they did not have space.
I did not phone them to inquire, Chair.
And yet you say you had exhausted all avenues. So it was incorrect to say you had exhausted all avenues. You see, the thing is, in response to Ms. Sillo, you go so far as to suggest that all, in fact, I think you said so, that basically all police stations have their problems, individual problems about storage. Do you want me to tell you what's very strange with that proposition or that statement?
Yes, sir.
Look at what you say in the very paragraph 30 I've referred you to. You say that Brigadier Nyuswa should then secure a storage location for the drugs. He would have had to secure that storage space from somewhere.
Yes.
And what did you expect that somewhere to be? A police station, not so. A police station, not so.
Yes.
So how could you give this response that you gave to Ms. Sillo then? A response that suggests that there are difficulties with all police stations. He could not have gotten the space from outer space.
Yes. No.
So what point were you making then?
Okay, Chair, I think maybe I didn't word it correctly as well. I'm going to add this, but at my level as a colonel, and at that stage as a lieutenant colonel, there's only so much that I can do to escalate this challenge. Obviously, any station commander or district commissioner won't hold my opinion in that high regard, or my request, won't take it as seriously as they would take it if they were engaged by, let's say, my brigadier, my provincial commander.
But you would only get to that if you have seriously done the groundwork, or rather worked the groundwork that needed to be, or done the groundwork that needed to be done. You only reached that stage after all that. Here you did not even do that groundwork. You worked on an assumption. You did not inquire whether space was available, at least at these 3 police stations. I will not mention their names again. You did not even do that groundwork. So it does not even rise to the level of you having to rely on a senior who can better pull strings than you can ever hope to.
You know,
it does not get to that level.
Yes, Chair. And I think I'm going to say this honestly as well. Maybe I wanted my brigadier to bear that burden where he's being inundated with calls from that said station complaining that we need these exhibits to be removed.
So you lied to him. You said you had exhausted all avenues.
I didn't lie.
You lied because you've accepted that you had not. You had not exhausted all avenues.
I put the decision on him, Chair.
You lied when you said to him you had exhausted all avenues. Was it true that you had?
In my mind,
factually, that you had exhausted all avenues. You've already said you had not.
Yes.
You've already said you had not, correct?
Yes.
So you lied to him when you said you had exhausted all avenues. Do you agree? It's as simple as all that.
I'll have to.
You agree?
I'll have to agree, Chair, but I think it's a strong